The curse has been broken. The dynasty has been cemented. They are the greatest roster in Call of Duty history. Optic Gaming are officially the Call of Duty World League champions.
Good job, man. If you can get that time, that's huge.
Shit, boys! Let's go!
Against him right now, he's gonna go 0-3 to start this round.
Scumpy looks to get a pick. Does so. That's the second kill this round. 2 versus 2. Scumpy nade shot. Scumpy turns around, picks up his third. Scumpy for the ace. Ooh. Wow. Scumpy just taking his time. Reload. Scumpy gets the ace. I didn't want to give anything.
Scumpy in his pregame interview saying that hype was a factor. Well, they're pretty hyped up in that booth bucket.
Oh my goodness, do you see Scumpy right now?
No, don't. I got him behind you, bottom mid. Another one, dirt. No, I didn't get it. I got him. Yeah, one I got bottom. Oh my god! Jump it in. Oh my god!
Kill, big kills out of Scumpy to come out huge here and prevent what could have been a really bad situation for this team. Of course, they're getting pinned in, but they do have 2 flags, so bear that in mind. So if they lose that position,
They have the trip cap, and they're going to hold it as well. Scumpy gets the knife, and he does! He gets the knife on Rambo Ray. There's going to be more players pushing Scumpy. The second knife in a row. Scumpy a man on a mission. 3 kills for Scumpy. Oh,
Well, 2-on-2. Replays at JCap left. Replays
JCap by
going
himself.
down.
He's by himself. It's a 1 versus 2. Play to the right hand side, but he also has to play to the left. Gets the left. Can Jacob find the second?
Yes, he
Connect with the second. Jacob just went huge.
1 point separate these 2 squads, and it's now going to be 1 point in favor. The alley-oop coming through. Aqua tossing it. The slam coming through, and Aqua going right back on the hunt though. TR a little bit too aggressive for my liking. They have to be careful going down to this last minute.
46 seconds left on the clock. JCap does have it in his hands, rather. Replays. Oh, they're going for the 2 points. They're going for the win.
Set those
They're
down.
going for the win here. Trying to get it. Replay's going to go up, and he puts it in. 34 seconds left to dial with a 1-point lead. Aqua.
Intercepting it out of the air.
Aqua's going to
And
go
here's
for the win.
3
This is
down.
going to be a huge stop here.
There's
They
1
got
player.
it. No!
There's 1 player in the base.
They got it. They got it. Revenge gets a 2-point play, and now they're in the lead.
Done.
Oh no.
It's done,
It's
boys.
done now. Aqua with that kill, seal the deal, throw it out, reset. Revenge wins it. Holy mother effing S.
Mitchell can stay towards that side, waiting for FaZe to push. There's going to be a first engagement. Parasite wins it. Now, FaZe desperately trying to hunt out the Optic Gaming plays. Enablement map. There's going to be 2 plays. He is able to trade that. That's huge for FaZe. Now Scum and Crimsix 2 versus 3.
And we are going to see Krim. He's got to go huge here. He's got it. Did the defuse go off?
No! He killed him before he got the defuse. Crimsix just went massive for Optic Gaming.
Isolation clutched up in round 11. He's beginning to move towards the A site. Spots Formal not able to connect with the shots. He's weak. He gets away alive. 5-5. Both players of Optic Gaming deciding to stay together.
Of them seeing it.
Gets a shot down on Karma. It's a 1v1. Havoc versus Formal. Both players, the last remaining. Who's going to get the ace for their team? Havoc beginning to check this police building. He rotates around. Spots Formal. He takes him out. Oh my God. Havoc, you absolute savage. Havoc just went absolute. I'm gonna pass out.
11 against Optic Gaming. It was either
1v4 Ace Havoc, you absolute beast! Clutches up again.
Oh gosh. My name is Landon Hartenstein, also known as Logo. I am the creator and owner of Over the Top eSports. This is the second run of the organization. The first time obviously didn't go too hot, as we are having a restart and redo of the organization. This was not intended to happen this way. It just ended up happening. It was not in my vision, but now we're here, sitting back down and going over things and trying to flourish through my vision and try to get things going here. I think it's only fair to you guys for me to start with who I am and why I'm here. The reason I'm here right now is because of Call of Duty. Call of Duty was my first love. Many people think humans, they'll find their first girlfriend, they find their first love in middle school and high school, whatever else. My first love was Call of Duty. It was video games. Not exactly Call of Duty. I started off playing Madden and NASCAR and PGA Tour and Tiger Woods and all these things, and Call of Duty was the one game that once I found it, I always went back to. It literally transcended anything else I wanted to do. I would go through so many games and try to play like new story games and whatever else, and Call of Duty, up until this point, has always been my favorite game. It would definitely be my favorite franchise of all time. I am absolutely addicted to it, and whenever I could, I would always play it. It all started in like World at War. I believe that's the first Call of Duty that I actually got. I didn't even intend to do. I didn't know it was this big franchise, but it looked cool. Had guns, had World War II, and I was really into that. As a middle schooler, I loved World War II and all the things that came with it. I didn't really know it, but I was about to fall in love with this game. It was my birthday party. One night, I had all these friends over, and we were playing the World War II. We were just playing local play. I didn't have internet at the time. We were playing local, just playing like 2v2s and 1v1s and all these things, and like quick scoping and just all these things they used to do in old Call of Duties that people did. We'd just sit there and split screen, probably screen peeks, and then eventually they asked if I had zombies, and I had no clue what that was. I didn't even know zombies existed on any Call of Duty whatsoever. So we ended up playing the campaign because I didn't know about this. They're like, yeah, if you beat the campaign, you have zombies. And I actually think we might have already beat the campaign because that was like the first thing I used to do for every Call of Duty that I got. I would go straight to the campaign. That's kind of what people did back then. Back before all this time where you would just get the game and instantly go on multiplayer and just start shredding people. Like, that was the thing to do. So I had it already, I believe, and we started playing zombies. And I can't tell you how light we were up that night because I discovered my first true love, and that was with Call of Duty. Zombies was so addicting. I remember so many different times in my childhood, which I'm barely even out of that point. But back in my childhood, when we would just stay up at each other's houses and playing zombies all night, grinding Ascension and Kino der Toten and all like the World at War and Black Ops zombies, and even Black Ops 2 was really good too. That was what my childhood was pretty much. Like, we would go to each other's birthday parties and just play zombies all the time, and it was a blast. And then I was introduced to online. Online Call of Duty was the greatest thing I was ever introduced to. I believe it may have started with Modern Warfare 2 with my cousin. Modern Warfare 3 was my first online Call of Duty. I remember one morning waking up for Christmas, it was like the one thing I wanted because all my friends had an Xbox 360. That was like the coolest thing back then. I had always played on PS3, played Black Ops 3, all these things. And then I finally got my own console and started playing Modern Warfare 3, and that's when I became addicted. I had played previously to that Black Ops, and that was fun. I remember I was so bad when I started out that I was using Akimbo Scorpions, and I actually, one of my old YouTube videos, one of my oldest videos ever created, it was a video of me with my iPod just recording my TV screen in theater mode and just recording this chopper, my first chopper gunner ever on Black Ops. It was the worst thing ever. I think it was on Kowloon, if I can think of the right map. I believe it was Kowloon, but I could be very wrong. But it was up in the towers, and I was just sitting there camping every corner waiting for people to run in the room. I had Claymores and Akimbo Scorpions, and my heart was beating so fast, and it was the most intense moment ever, but I'm pretty sure I screamed like a little girl when that happened. It was crazy, and I have a video on YouTube somewhere that I recorded with my iPod, and it was the funniest thing ever. It was me sitting there recording the TV. Other than that, I ended up getting an Xbox 360 for Christmas one year, and I got Modern Warfare 3 with it, and I got on and grinded pretty much the whole day. That was the most fun I've had in a long time, as far as like feeling like the Christmas feeling of just playing Call of Duty and just having fun with my family and stuff. That was absolutely insane for me. That's when I became trying to grind and get better. That's when my Search and Destroy love came through and all these things, and Black Ops 2 hit, and the league play was introduced, and a more competitive aspect was introduced to, because I've always been a competitive person. I've always wanted to do great in things that I do, whether it was gym class and dodgeball, or playing football or basketball. I was very average at all these things, but for some reason, I always wanted to be great, even if it was just a small little friendly activity. I always wanted to be great. So then came Call of Duty. I practiced and played a lot of Black Ops 2. I started with crappy internet, but I still grinded. I wasn't even introduced to League Play yet, but I was still playing and trying to get diamond guns and everything else. And then League Play hit, and I found Optic Gaming. The reason I only found League Play was due to Optic Gaming. I've been a Greenwall fan ever since 2013 when Black Ops 2 came out. I believe that's the year. I've been a fan of them ever since. Whether it was Nadeshot or Scumpy or Big T, I still watch all of them to this day. But they introduced me to League Play and the competitive aspect and trying to get this awesome diamond rank or platinum rank and all these things and master. It's just, all these things were amazing to me, and I was sitting there trying so hard, and I was so bad too, until I finally started grinding and just getting better every time I played, to the point where I could consistently get on and at least get platinum in rank play or something like that, or league play. After Black Ops 2 was over, which was arguably the greatest Call of Duty ever created, then came Ghosts. That was when I didn't know the whole competitive pro world was actually a thing yet. But I played matches. I always tried to get my all these things like chem strikes and do well. That was always my goal, was just be the best public match player I could be. And then one day I was doing well against a team on public matches. I believe it was in ranked play actually, which ranked play on that game could have been a lot better, but I still love to play. I play ranked play and I thought I was so good. I was doing really well. And then I got a message. I can't tell which person this message was from, but I still talked to all three of them today. It was, I completely forget what their names were at the time, but their real names are Christian, Cam, and JB, Jeffrey Blackwell. And they messaged me. One of them messaged me and asked if I wanted to play game battles, or if I didn't even know what game battles was at the time, but they asked me if I wanted to play. And I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll try it. So on my crappy connection, I tried playing game battles for the first time ever on a box TV. It was not a good setup. I was at my uncle's house, but I had my wireless mic and I was just trying so hard. And due to the lag, I didn't do that great. I also wasn't acclimated to the game battles world and the people who played in it and how great they were. Those GB kids happen to be the best players you'll ever see. But anyway, I wasn't used to it. I did really bad. That was my first bad running. But ever since then, I would grind. I found teams after teams after teams, and they dropped me eventually. But I kept finding these teams in the game. Even though I was kind of bad at the game, I still wanted to compete and get better. We had scrims and all these things, but I was so ignorant on the fact that this could actually be a real thing. And then came Advanced Warfare, when I went into that game, played with the same guys that I started off playing game battles with in Ghosts, and I started playing Advanced Warfare with them. And then eventually I believe I was playing a dubs match actually with one of my friends, and we ended up playing against two players. Once again, I can't remember which two they were, but they now go by Steven, Chance, and Austin. So whichever two of those they were out of those three, I teamed with them the rest of the year. Before we found Austin, I believe it might have been Steven and Chance, or it could have been Steven and Austin. I can't tell you, but we played them. I know one's name was Twinkie and the other was Entropy, and we played them, and I believe we either won. We might have won. I can't remember. I believe we might have, but we ended up, whatever the outcome of that was, they ended up messaging me and asking if we wanted to play fours, and we did it. I ended up playing with them, and then they asked if I wanted to team with them. That was the weirdest thing ever. It wasn't even like this big organization thing. Like we created our own team, we grinded, we played online tournaments, we played scrims, we just went off and off and off. And we did really well for a lot of games, but we also did very terrible. Being not pros, not even AMs at that point. We were just like squad grinding and trying to get better. And we got really good at the game, to be honest. That could have been it. But that year went really rough at some points. I had two different houses that I went back and forth at, and one house had worse connection than the other. So as far as playing Advanced Warfare, it got a little difficult at some points. But things went how they went. And just thinking back on it, man, I loved that game. I loved everything that happened in it. And we did pretty well. We won some insane games. I remember one situation where we beat like a 90-some win team and took them down in like the last map uplink on like an ending uplink throw, and it was just the most insane thing. My stepmom was in the basement working, and I was upstairs. I believe it's a summer day, if that makes sense. I believe it was during the summer. But I remember just getting up and screaming my head off. Like, if I would have had it recorded this day, which I wish I had it recorded at that point, I was screaming my head off. Like, I was so insanely hyped that we finally beat at least a good team. Like, they were doing really well on the ladder. So we beat a good team, and that was just, even that was that much for me. So that's pretty much my run. Ever since then, I've been trying to play game battles and compete, but at that point, I haven't had the time as much as I used to. It wasn't as realistic. I met new people, did different things, and I realized that in my head, I could most definitely go pro in Call of Duty, but the reality of that's not very likely considering my schedule and things I'm doing as far as going to college and working and all these things, and I would have to drop so much to be able to come pro in Call of Duty. And I could do it, but once I did, I don't know what bridges would be burned or what opportunities I would have lost once I did it. And this still could be a thing eventually because I know how good I am at the game, but that's my story with Call of Duty. Like that, we are back at a completely different location than we were last time. This process of making this video in the series has taken quite a bit. It's been 3 weeks just since I released the teaser. Yes, I am editing the videos, but it's been a while. It has been a long process of making this video and kind of getting everything set up so that I can finally relaunch it perfectly. Just how I wanted to do when I thought of it. When the thought of relaunching came to mind, since the last time you guys saw me, I was in the middle of moving, actually. I was just about to move, and that's when I recorded this first part, and since then, I've been moving, and I promise I haven't been, slacking. I mean, I've been thinking of things to do, but I haven't gotten the right time or the right, thought processes to, make videos, I guess. Since I've moved, I got new internet, so my internet's a lot faster. I've been trying to stream and upload videos, I guess, and kind of just work on my own brand a little bit. Other than that, not too much is going on. Content creation is definitely key as part of an organization and kind of self-promotion, and that's something I'm looking for in this relaunch, is good content creators to kind of help us grow and help themselves grow. Kind of some mutual growth between us. Since then, like I said, I have new internet. Should be a lot faster. The thing that sucks is lately I've been dropping connection for my 5 gigahertz, which is a really big issue because that's where I get the majority of my speed, which my speeds are very good. So to have really good internet and be paying that and for it to underperform, it really sucks. But I'm kind of fighting through it. I'm trying to figure out ways to bypass that and kind of get the full connection that I need. Other than that, I've been, like I said, I've been streaming on Twitch. I can self-plug. It will probably be down in the description below. I've been uploading a couple YouTube videos. The last one I think was a Twitch stream highlight. The quality is definitely upping though. I'm finding more ways to kind of make makeshift rigs and how to upgrade the quality of what I'm producing and kind of putting out there. Like I said, content's a really big part of this, and to find good content creators is really hard, especially because a lot of them have egos, and if they have their own brand and they're bigger than you, oftentimes they don't want to work together with you. Like I said, I'm really going to stress content with people that I do recruit. This is kind of the beginning of everything. Like I said, I've been moving for a little bit, got moved in finally, my setup's good, I have new internet, things should be good. I am going to college and working part-time. Along with that, I said I work part-time, so I don't have all the time in the world that I need. I'm not Optic Hex, I'm not Nate Shot, this isn't my life. I'm definitely trying to make it something bigger than me, but I can't devote all my life to doing this. I do try to use as much time as I can to devote towards running over the top, but I do need help. Like I said, just content creation is what I'm doing, and as often as I can get things up and work on things, I do. I am busy though. Like I said, I'm only 19, so I'm in college. Don't let my age judge you working with me though. I promise I'm not some young kid that's just stupid. I know relatively what I'm doing. I know the industry. I know a lot of things about what's going on. I've been watching this since before I was even a teenager. Definitely in 2013 is when I really hit my stride, but I've been viewing all these things for a long time, and I kind of know what's going on. But I've been trying to work on my own personal brand and over the top. Hopefully anybody that does join can work with me and hopefully anybody that does join can kind of work with me, understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to do. This series isn't me trying to copy like organizations that are all making this docuseries. I just love the idea of doing it, and to be able to work on something like this and kind of portray a story, kind of the growth of Over the Top. Something that I love. I love the idea of it, and hopefully you guys come along with me. All of this being said, I think I can finally say that this is the official relaunching Over the Top. Like I said in the previous times, I have been working on my own content creation, so I will be making my own content creation, trying to create content creation teams, as well as find esports players that will also create content and be socially active on social media and try to kind of interact with people and bring in a large family to Over the Top. That is the goal here. This is the official call out. Anybody that does want to join Over the Top, I'm going to put the email for the organization down below, as well as social media handles that you can contact me on, whether it's my personal one or the organization's Twitter and Instagram if you want to. This is the official call out. We are now recruiting. I'm working on a few things. We do have sponsors. We also officially re-released the apparel line from a different company. The company is Jersey Domain. I believe this time was definitely the time that the apparel looks amazing. I'm absolutely impressed with the way the apparel looks. I already bought my jersey and stuff. If you guys want to, I'll put that in the description below, as well as we are continuing our partnership with TechniSport and Insane Labs. Insane Labs is a workout performance kind of supplement company. Anything like G Fuel, it's like a G Fuel, just not as big. And then no free ads, but TechniSport is also a chair company. They're actually bigger. They have been kind of expanding through their esports growth. I know during Ninja's live stream, he was sitting on TechniSport chairs. So to say that Ninja sat in one of your chairs is a pretty good accomplishment for TechniSport. You can also use code OTT for whatever % off of the merchandise that you do buy from these companies. I'm not trying to sell it here, I'm just saying these are what we're going through. We are continuing our sponsorships with those two companies, plus the Jersey Domain sponsorship. Make sure you guys go follow Twitter. It's at OTT eSports, and then I have my own personal ones, but I'm not going to use this to plug myself. This is Over the Top. If I've explained it well enough, this is my baby. It was a random idea that I kind of just came up with, considering that I can't compete and I don't have the time to do it. This is what came from that. Hopefully everything works out. I'm going to grind and make sure that this can at least work, and I will guarantee that I try to make the best opportunities for the players and people that I do have with me and my family Over the Top. It's not an easy process. It's like I said, I'm not the most like free person. I do have things to do, as well as many other people having things to do. But to do things in the off time, or like try to pursue your dreams in those times, I'm going to work on that, especially during the summer. I'm going to be working on this, and then whatever free time I have, I'll probably be hanging out with friends and family. Other than that though, this is Over the Top. This is Ground Zero.